What's up, everybody? My name is Nicholas Holt.
And I'm Jacob Holt, and this is the Holt Perspective.
Quarterfinals is upon us. Kobe, how are we feeling? Snap
Coming up.
decision, 10 words or less. What do you feel?
Excited for the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Excited to show some fitness.
Yes, and I think that's very important. You said that. Excited to show some fitness because we are in the sport of fitness racing.
Yes,
Don't
we
get it
are.
twisted. Don't get it twisted, all you complainers out there. That's all we're going to say
Mhm.
about that piece. We're going to not make this video about that. But don't get it twisted. This is the sport of fitness racing.
Yes, it is.
All right. We won't say anything else about that.
Now we'll
But
break
this
down the
video is going to be
workouts.
all about how you should approach the 4 workouts based on 3 tiers from the 75 percentileers to the 90 percentilers, the 90 percentilers to like the 98 percentiler, 99 percentiler, and then the top 1%. So we're gonna try to break it up into those three
Hmm.
for each workout. So let's start with the
Yep.
first one.
So first workout, 10 shuttle runs, 20 overhead squats at 115, 30 burpees, minute rest, 30 burpees, 20 overhead squats, 10 shuttle runs.
And
I'm
I know
thinking,
everybody. I know we're not allowed to test these workouts until Thursday, but Kobe and I may have broken the rules a little bit and tested it. Like, don't tell CrossFit HQ on us.
we may have felt how they feel,
We may have done
possibly.
that. Maybe. No speculation, but
No. So
don't.
this one for 75 up to 90 percentile. I think it depends on what kind of 75 to 90 percentile you are. Like if
Yep.
you are strong, just like brute, like you're a very strong guy,
Mhm.
or if you are more of like a cardiovascular fit guy, good
Mhm.
at burpees,
Mhm.
you can approach it a little bit differently.
Mhm.
This is one where if you're in 75 to 90, though, you're probably stepping up all 60 burpees.
I
I
think
think,
just about no matter what, if you're a
mhm,
75 percentile to 90 percentile, don't be jumping up those burpees.
yeah, you want to step them up because 60, like you got to think about it. You're doing 60
Hmm.
kind of in a row. You got a minute break in between, but you're doing 60 burpees in the middle of
Hmm.
a workout.
It
So,
is. It's 60 burpees in a row.
yeah,
They give it like that. Don't think that minute rest is going to give you some superpower.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. I will say that it feels better than other minute rests we've had,
Yep.
like in the quarterfinals of 2024 with that basically like 4 minute EMOM of three movements with the 1 minute rest. That 1 minute rest was kind of just like slap to the face.
Oh yeah, that was nothing.
That was nothing.
Yeah, that was nothing.
But this one, like you kind of feel like it's somewhat rejuvenating.
The one back in 2024, that 1 minute rest came with a 16-minute workout.
Yeah,
This one is a
much
12
shorter.
minute cap.
I think that this one's 12 minute cap.
12-minute cap. So you're even if you capped, you're only working out for 12 minutes or
Hmm.
11 minutes. So
Yeah. So I think
um,
big thing, because big thing is the workout is the burpees, and then I think a
mhm,
big way to attack it is to step up
mhm.
every single time.
You are not going to beat or lose to anyone with the shuttle runs on either end,
No.
no matter who you are. Like, yes, you will get to go faster if you're more fit, but you will not beat or lose anyone around you because of how fast your shuttle runs are.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um,
I think with the
for
overhead
the Yeah,
squats,
what are you thinking for overhead squats? I'm thinking of it as ask yourself what your max snatch is.
yeah,
So if you're snatching less than 225, you're breaking up those overhead squats from the
yeah,
gate.
yeah, because that
Like if you're
115 is gonna
if
feel
you're
heavy.
like if you're like I got like a 205 snatch, you're doing 10-10 for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
If you're like you got a good overhead squat, good overhead position, things like that, um, I still think that you go break the first one and then you
hmm,
hold on to the second one as long as you can because at the end of the day, all you got is the shuttle runs to finish,
right.
and everyone's legs are going to be toasted. Whether you did 10-10 or you went 20, you're going to be toasted on those shuttle runs, and they are going to be slower than your first shuttle runs.
Hmm.
So I think that if you got a good overhead position, you got a 225 or greater snatch, you still break the first one, and then you try to go as long as you can on the second one. Step up all the burpees.
Yep.
Shuttle runs, controlled pace on that first one. You're not sprinting anything.
No, don't sprint it. And then when you finish it, go as fast as you can.
As you can.
It's the
But
end
I
of it.
promise you won't be able to feel your legs. So
It's going to be a lot of waddling.
especially, I mean, I felt like I got faster as I went for those last
Yeah,
10.
for
Like the
sure. The
first three were slow.
first couple were rough.
And then you kind of like your legs found yourself and you were able to go kind of like similar pace to the first one. But yeah, for sure. All right, now let's go the 90 to
Second workout.
99 percentile.
Oh yeah, 90 to 90 percentile. For those, I think for as far as the burpees go, you want to do a little mix between step up and jump up.
Right, right. I think
Um,
this would be a really good one to test. If you haven't tested it,
yeah,
um, just feel it out. That would be a really good thing. I know that this video is coming out on Wednesday, so you will probably won't be able to test too much. But this is also a really good one to redo.
yeah, yeah.
It's
This could
not
be a
gonna
redo
it's not
one.
gonna
It's
mess you up too bad.
you're really not gonna be super sore
If
from
this is
it.
one that you want to redo, like this is one of them that you can redo and you'll
Yeah.
be okay. I think the mix is really good. You can think of it as I'm gonna jump up until I can't. I'm gonna kind of go back and forth through some step ups, some jump ups, some step ups, some
Mm-hmm.
jump ups. Also, I could see it as I'm gonna do my 10 shuttles, my 20 overhead squats, and then do step ups until you're feeling like, okay, I'm ready to lay the hammer down because I know I have that 1 minute rest. But I think if you're that 90 to 99 percentiler, you should be jumping up somewhere in the workout.
Yeah,
I think it's worth it
yeah.
if you're
Get
that
some
fit.
jump ups for sure.
And the barbell, you got to do everything in your world to hold that barbell over your head.
Yes, you want
Do
to.
your best not to drop it.
No, you want to hold on. You want to try to go 20 and 20.
But it's still you got to tell yourself like, what is my max snatch?
Yep.
Like my max snatch is 215. I'm still thinking drop the first one, then you're trying to hold on for the second one, just like the 75 to 90 percentile.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And
top
then once again, I
1%.
think shuttles are similar.
Right.
You're controlled. Maybe you're a little bit faster because you're a little bit fitter at that point, but you're still controlled.
Mm-hmm.
And then give what you got in the last one.
For sure.
All right, and then top 1 percentilers.
You gotta go. This is a sprint one that like when you're sprinting this one's like that. This one I feel like that 1 minute rest is actually somewhat helpful
Mm-hmm.
to allow you to go harder on the burpees.
Mm-hmm.
Still mixed is like you can still do a mix so that you have some legs under you to
Yep.
finish the last 20, but you gotta go unbroken on both overhead squats.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then doing the
And this
mix
is
will
where
allow
the
you.
yeah, as we all know with the top 1 percentilers, this is where the little transitions are so important. Like
Mm-hmm.
going from the shuttle run to the barbell. You are finishing the shuttle and you are immediately getting to the barbell and hands on the barbell.
Yeah.
There's no breathing in between. There's no resting. Same idea with every transition. Because there's
Yep.
only 4 transitions when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to
Yeah.
make every
You
transition.
gotta make them count.
Yes, absolutely. All right, let's work to second one. Second one is a partitioner, an
Just say
80,
that's yeah.
80 double dumbbell hang squat cleans, 40 bar muscle ups.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk 75 to 90 percentile.
So 75 to 90, like that can get somewhere to the point of like, can you, I think this one's another 12-minute cap. It's like, can you do 40 bar muscle ups?
Right, right. I
And
think
if
that if you're
you,
top 70, if you're top 25%, I think everyone is able to do a bar muscle up at this point.
yeah, yeah,
Like maybe there's the super outlier where there's a few guys and girls out there that can't. Because I mean, there was 41,000 people who did one ring muscle up in the open for men,
mm-hmm,
and like 11,000 women.
yeah.
And I think it comes out to what, like, I don't know, top 20,
It's
30,000,
31,000 guys.
31,000. So just about all you guys are out there doing bar muscle ups. There's some girls out there that can't do bar muscle ups, most likely. Um,
But I'm pretty sure. So for this one, I'm pretty sure that the tiebreaker
yeah.
score is how fast you finish the squat cleans.
It's 60 reps, just 60 reps.
Was when you get your 60 reps.
Yep. Yep. So
So
whenever you get your 60
this
reps.
might this might be something where you do a higher amount of squat cleans, like you
Mhm.
do anywhere from 8 to 12, depending on how those feel, and
Yep.
then you do 2 bar muscle ups. 8 to
Right.
12,
Yeah. Yeah.
2.
You gotta. Yeah, and it might be, and if it's 12-1, that's okay too.
Yeah,
Like if you're
right.
just knocking ones, like, and it's just like I'm gonna use this as my break.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hit one, breathe, start doing more double dumbbell hang clean and jerks. Because especially if you're someone that is like confident with getting one, but once you have to go unbroken, they get really messy. Then you're doing
Yeah.
one. You're doing 10-1, 10-1, 10-1, back and forth.
Yeah.
Using that as your rest for your bar muscle up.
If you're closer to that 90 and you feel like you're a gymnastics guy and you can do 40 bar muscle ups, then probably doing 10 rounds, 8-4. It's gonna be the way to go.
Yeah, I would even say break it up more.
Yeah. Even
I
if
would
you like a
say,
gymnastics focused guy that's maybe not like super strong.
yeah, because I think that if you're a gymnastics focused guy, that means you're not super strong, and the double dumbbell clean and jerks are going to
That's fair.
roast you. Because then, like, okay, you can do the fours, no problem, but you have to do like huge breaks, huge, like you're only able to do two, three, four at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Yeah, I think that if you're someone who can get 40, but you're in that 75 to 90 percentile, you're still attacking at super short reps. I mean, I'm thinking like 4 and 2. Like you're doing 4-2, 4-2, 4-2 the whole way. Because I don't think
Or
that.
if you're
Oh,
confident in gymnastics, like, do you want to go like 4-4, knowing that you're going to get done
yeah,
with the bar muscle up sooner?
that's not bad
But if
either.
you're really good at bar muscle ups, like maybe that's how you get to your 60 faster,
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
that's true. I like that idea. I think that, but either way, you're hearing us talk. Are we saying ever to do sets of 10 plus? The answer is no.
No.
Ever, especially if you're in that 75 to 90 percentile. There is no reason for you to be knocking out 10 plus reps of bar muscle ups. Um, if you're someone who can't really do bar muscle ups, you kind of just have to. You just kind of have to
Right.
do some bigger sets,
Mm-hmm.
and you try to get to that 60 there. But also, it's like the rest breaks are really important here too. You got to
Yes.
make those rests really short. I mean, I'm talking like 3 to 5 seconds if you want a solid score. If
Mm-hmm.
they bleed into 10, because guess what? 10 seconds is actually 20 seconds. Just a heads
Yeah.
up.
It's a long time.
So
Right.
you think you're resting 10 seconds, you're resting 15 to 20 seconds. It's the
For
way.
sure. Time goes
And
faster when
so
you're rested.
this one is attacking short reps, short breaks.
Yep.
All right, 90 to 99 percentilers. This is
That
where I think
one,
you implement that 10 rounder.
yeah, that 10 round of 8-4.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's probably the route to take.
Yep, and you hold on to those dumbbells as long as you can. If you can hold on to them the whole way, that's awesome. It's going to be
Mm-hmm.
nasty. It's going to hurt
Yeah.
so bad. It's super midliney. Maybe it's a grip limiter if you're able to really hold on to those dumbbells. But I feel like it's going to be way more midliney than grip limiter. Unless you
Yeah.
just got a weak grip. That's a possibility too.
Right.
And like,
That's a
hey,
possibility.
exposed, time to work out in the off season.
Exactly.
This will be a good test for like if this one is grippy to you and you have to put things down because of grip, you know you got an off season full of doing grip work.
Mm-hmm. And then if we're
But
top 1%,
top 1%er, I
still
think it's a
might.
lot of different ways you can attack this and still get a really good time for the top 1%er.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it comes down to the rest breaks.
Yeah.
There's a
Because you
lot
could
of different
do
ways to attack it.
8-4, but just have it be like you're never actually resting. Like you're just
Right.
going back and forth. That 8-4 is a small enough number for both
Mhm.
of them
Like
that
I
you
even
just feel
think,
fine.
yeah, I think you can be a top half percenter
Mm-hmm.
and go 10 rounds of 8 and 4.
Yeah.
Um, I think the best times will be biting bigger chunks in the beginning and then breaking it into some sort of smaller rounds. So like
Yeah.
I just saw Brandon Luckett do, and he went 10, 10, 10, 10 double dumbbell hang cleans, 10 bar muscle ups, 10 double dumbbell hang cleans, and then he broke it into the rounds. I think it was like
Mm-hmm.
5 rounds of whatever the math is left.
Yeah,
So they were smaller. I think, but yeah, I think that the best in the world, the guys will be top quarter percentilers, top 50 in the world on this.
yep,
Will bite off chunks in the beginning and then still be fresh enough to hold those sets.
for sure, for
Um,
sure.
so yeah, all right. Next, number 3, the deadlift one.
The deadlift, the sprint, full sprint.
So it's well, we got to talk about
Well,
everybody.
yep,
Top 1%er, absolutely. We'll get you there. So this one is 3 rounds, 50 dubs, 10 deadlifts at 225, and then and I think the
2
lady weight
rounds.
is 155, and then and we forgot to talk about the lady weight. Sorry about you, ladies. I know all you guys are watching the whole Perspective podcast. We're being too talking about the men. We apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then the next part is 2 rounds of 50 dubs, 10 deadlifts at 275, 185.
Yep,
And then last one round, 50 dubs, 10 deadlifts at 315, 205.
205. Yeah.
205, ladies. Yeah, all right, 75 to 90. What do you think, Kobe?
So that one, you, I mean, you want to try your best every time to go unbroken on double unders.
Mm-hmm.
I think 50 is a number where we really want to try. Obviously, like if you trip up or you just can't do 50, then okay, we'll do 2 sets of it. But
This is not a workout that it's worth breaking the double unders.
no, you don't want to break it strategically.
Yeah. Even
So
if
you're
yeah, no matter what. Not
you're
not not this time domain.
you're trying to do 50, and then has to do with your deadlift, has to do with what kind of athlete you are.
Mhm.
With the 225, it would be nice if you were able to hit all 3 sets unbroken of the 10 there. Um, if
And I
not,
don't yeah, I don't foresee that happening for the 75 to 90 percentilers.
trying to go 6-4,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like the first round, break into 2 sets.
Mm-hmm.
The second round, break it into 3 sets for the 10. And then the third round, singles, probably.
Yeah, the good thing about deadlifts is the bar's got to go back to the ground either way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easier when you let go of the bar for it to get to the ground than you touch and go. So think about that. If you're not a strong deadlifter and you know this is going to blow up your back, it's got to go back to the ground either way. Breaking it up isn't the end of the world.
No.
What's the end of the world is you're on round number 4. You grab that 275 barbell and you're like, "Ka-tung!" And you're like, oh no. That's the end of the world. If you get to
Yes.
that point, you're in trouble. You're in
Yep.
trouble. So
Yep.
yes, if you're a 75 to 90 percentile who has a sweet deadlift, a 550 deadlift, attack those deadlifts 6-4. Right? If you
Mm-hmm.
know that your back, that's a good movement for you. You have the right levers for it. I still think your best bet is breaking. Don't go
Breaking that
unbroken
up.
if you're a
Mm-hmm.
75 to 90 percentiler. Um, if you're like, I know deadlifts blow me up, 4-3-3.
Yeah. Take the break. That's fine.
Right, right. Early, like, but I love what you said with the double unders, Kobe. No matter what, this is one that you should be shooting for 50 unbroken.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking it is not going to help your back feel any better,
No.
unfortunately.
No.
No, no.
Then the 90 to 99.
Yep.
I think for that one, for the 225 bar, no matter where you're at, you want to do the 225 unbroken. Unless you're just like, unless you are just a gymnastic freak and that's how you got to 90 to 99, then
Right, right. Like I
okay.
mean, if you're a 405 deadlifter,
Then
you
yeah.
shouldn't be going unbroken.
No.
Right? That's a number that you can kind of think of. Like if you're if your max deadlifts in the 4s, you should be breaking the deadlifts,
Yeah. Even the 225.
even the 225. If you're a 5+ guy, then you can start flirting with the unbroken idea. And I
Yep.
think that'd be a good choice for you. Once again, double unders need to be unbroken.
Yep.
Uh,
225 bar, try to have them be as quick as breaks as possible. So like even if you do 6-4, like have that you drop on the six, but you go down with that 6-1 to pick it right back up again.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And then
mm-hmm.
275, maybe you go 4-3-3, or you try 6-4 again. And then 315 again, probably
The end of the
singles.
workout.
Like if for the 315, doing if you feel if you can only do doubles, honestly it's probably worth it just do singles.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah, I
think
agree.
doubles are a small enough number where like it just gets you out of sync more so than if you were
Hmm.
just do singles and then go and pull.
Yeah, depends on what kind of doubles. If they're grindy doubles, singles for sure.
Yeah.
There's also some benefit of being able to hold on for even two or three. If you're not super grindy, getting that little bounce off the ground is helpful.
Right.
You also got to ask yourself that if I'm pulling this thing and I'm like I'm dying, singles, right?
Yes.
But if you're able to do it and you're just like my grip isn't feeling great, I don't feel like I can do threes or fours. Getting one little bounce isn't the end of the world.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then top one percenter.
Top 1% want to go
I
unbroken
mean, this one
for
is
probably the
fast.
whole thing.
This one's even faster than the first one.
Yes, this one is
You
very
gotta
fast.
you gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want a good time, you probably, I mean, you not probably, you do want to go unbroken on that 315 still.
You want to go unbroken the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no slowing down there. It's fast. It's fast.
Hmm.
All right, last one.
Fourth workout.
Our long workout of the quarterfinals.
Hmm. They got all the long ones done in the open. They figured.
Right, right, something like that. We got a 1K row. Then we got Grace, 135.95, 30 clean and jerks, a 1K row, and then 30 strict handstand push-ups. 30
Yep.
strict handstand push-ups.
So 75 to 90. I would say if you're 75 to 90%, do not that the 1K row, both 1K rows are a trap for you, especially the first one.
Especially the
Especially the first one. Because you're like, oh,
especially the first one.
I can pull 145. I can pull 140. It's like cool, but like, can you do other things after you just pulled a 141K, not a 14500, like a 141K? Um,
That is I think for the 75 to 90 percentilers, this one's a major check your ego at the door.
yes.
Because even if you're rowing a 2 minute pace, you're like, oh, I'm a guy. I'll never be rowing over a 2 minute. Well, if you do a 150 and you should have been doing a 2 minute and you're 20 seconds faster off the rower, but you're a minute slower on the clean and jerks, well, look at yourself.
Yeah,
You just lost 40 seconds.
exactly.
So,
You want to go into grace where you're breathing fine,
right.
right? You're not at a resting heart rate, but like it's almost like you just warmed up for grace and now you're ready to hammer it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Because that split is maybe the most important split of the whole entire workout.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
and
take that
this
back.
is,
Sorry. That's more of for
well,
the 90 to 99
yeah.
percentile. For the 75 to 90, it's not the most important, but probably the strict handstand push-ups the most important.
But I would assume too, probably the tiebreaker for that one is finishing your second 1K row.
I'd assume so, yeah.
So it's like for that one, if you know you don't have 30 strict in you, which is possible
Probably.
from 75 to 90, you
Yeah.
don't have 30 strict or be
Yeah.
able to finish in the time cap under 30 strict,
Right.
then maybe that's one where the first row you still
Yeah. Still
do
be
it
slow.
do it at a controlled pace,
Yeah,
but then you hit.
I know it's hard, everyone doesn't have these numbers, but if you have a 5K row time, it should be around your 5K row time,
Yeah.
especially for a 75 to 90 percentiler. Maybe even
Mhm.
like a 5K plus 2 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Um, if you
But
don't know
then
that, then you have your homework for the off season. Do a 5K row.
do a
'Cause
5K.
you need to know that number.
But then with that one, it's like if you know you don't have 30 strict, or if you get 30 strict, it's going to be like barely finishing it. So your tie
Right.
break time matters.
Right.
Then that second 1K, you want to go hard because the two rows and the clean and jerk really doesn't affect your handstand push-ups a ton.
No, no, you're breathing heavier, but that heart rate will come down.
When you're resting because you can't do that many handstand push-ups.
Yes,
So it's like
absolutely.
hammer that second 1K, not the first 1K, if you
Yep,
can't finish 30 well.
yep. Because it's a 20-minute cap.
Is it
So
20 or
this one's a 20-minute
is it
cap.
20?
So you're gonna have some time, even if you're like a not strong handstand push-upper. You're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
sitting at that wall for a while, because even if like you're super slow on everything, and let's say you finish everything in like very controlled, you get like 15 minutes. You still got
Right.
5 minutes of being at the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna be at that wall, no matter who you are
Right.
out there, because everyone's finishing the first three things within the 20-minute cap.
For sure.
So understand that. Um, yeah, and like you said, the row, clean and jerk row doesn't really affect your strict handstand push-up.
No.
Of course, there's some, but
Yeah.
not
But
that
just not a ton.
not that much. Um, yeah, let's go to 90 to 99 percentile. Here's where you should probably be able to do 30 strict handstand push-ups. You've done them in workouts. You have an idea. You know, some people will be closer to like 2, 3 minutes. Some people will be closer to five. Um,
Mm-hmm.
some people will be like a high 90 percentile could be closer to 1.5, right? Like
Right.
there's a little range of skill there, but most likely no one's doing them unbroken. No one's doing them in
No.
2 sets. So here, right on with what Kobe was saying, understand that the first three parts aren't really going to affect the strict handstand push-up. So don't be a baby.
Nope. Mm-hmm.
Don't be a baby with this part.
Hit them pretty hard.
Not to fall the trap. Still, that first 1K is a trap.
Yeah.
Don't hammer that and then go a minute slower on the clean and jerks,
Right.
because then it's all you just threw away your energy.
Just three, yeah. And you
But push
wasted
that
a lot of
row,
time.
that second row, make that second row uncomfortable.
Second row should be uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. You're like, this, I want to get off this rower really bad, but you want to know what? I got to sit on here for anywhere between 3:30 and 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Make it that happen. And the strict handstand push-ups. Here you're like, kind of, you got 30 in the back pocket. Almost everyone. It's time to figure out how you're going to approach it.
Yeah.
You know yourself. Some people love big sets and then break them into small. Some people love, I'm going to do threes or fours the whole way. You got to know yourself. You got to test this before. Like and
For
once again,
sure.
if you don't know how 30 handstand push-ups go for you, you need to do this in the off season. Like I know
Yeah.
for myself that I am a consistent set guy.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go similar sets. I don't do well with big chunks and then making them really small. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't do 18 strict handstand push-ups and then sets of four. I'm going to be
No.
around the same number for all of them. So
Yep.
try to limit your sets. It's only 30. Smaller sets probably is the way to go. But once again, you know who you are.
Yep. If you can hammer them, then you shouldn't be too interfered with at the beginning of this workout.
Nope. Nope. All right. Well, top 1 percenters.
This one where it's like that
Still
1K
first
row
row
is
trap.
it's it's a trap. It's a trap in the sense you don't want to sprint it,
Yeah.
but like you want to
You should
like
still be hanging around that 5K number though.
yeah.
Like
You
even
should
for the 1 percenters, you should not be rowing at your 2K pace.
no.
You should be rowing at your 5K pace. Maybe go 5K minus 2 because you're
Yeah.
a little bit fitter. But like you don't want to be going super fast on that first row.
And this is one where you can test it if you just want to test half of it so you don't get too tired, like just doing your 1K row and then doing grace.
Mhm.
Your grace time should not be more than 230 if you're in the
Yeah.
top 1%.
Yeah.
If it
Absolutely.
goes over 230, that means you hit the row too hard. If you
Yeah.
got it under 230, that means you probably hit that row fine, and then you can go into pushing the third row.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Last thing we didn't touch on was how you approach the clean and jerks. If you're a 75 to like 98 percentiler, you should
Mm-hmm.
be doing singles.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Should be doing
Even you're a
singles.
99 to one, like you're the top 2%.
Yeah.
Singles aren't the end of the world.
Right.
Make them fast singles, of course, faster.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you're feeling and you like the unbroken idea, see it, do it. Like
Yeah.
if you feel like you got the
Check it out.
fitness and you hold on to it, that's not a terrible idea. Now, if you go 10 unbroken and then take a 10-second break, what are you doing there?
Not worth it. Not worth it.
Right? But if you're able to do tens and then go down to singles and keep them fast singles, try it out. That's not a bad strategy either. I don't think the way is going like 5 sets of 6 or something like that.
No.
I don't think
No.
that's the way because then your breaks will just have to be bigger than you want
Yeah.
them to be.
Breaks get weird and then they get bigger at the end too.
Right. So if you want to do unbroken, try to go for a big-ish set in the beginning, one or two of them, and then go to singles. Would be our advice.
Yep.
And then once again, strict handstand push-ups, even for those top 1%ers. You want
No
to try
wish you
to
have to
hold it
split.
to no more than 3 or 4 sets.
Mm-hmm.
But some people will be able to do 30 unbroken. Some people
Yep.
will not.
Yeah. Know how you got to split it,
But you gotta do
especially at this
fast
point.
fast rest breaks if you're a top 1%er.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's what we got.
Yeah.
Quarterfinals.
Big weekend.
Big weekend. Have fun. This is your Super Bowl, right? This is
Do
it.
it. Do it
Act
up.
like it. Don't treat it like it's not something you want to do. Don't like look down on it. Don't be like, oh, these workouts are stupid. Whatever. It's your Super
Mm-hmm.
Bowl. Go have
Yep.
fun.
Have fun. Do it up.
Yep. All right. My name is Nicholas Holt.
I'm Jacob Holt. Thanks for joining.